today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you some tips on a very important topic, preventing injury in toddlers, especially those children ages 1 to 4 years old. Hey, it's Morgan, and welcome to the Passable Parent channel. I've been a pediatric nurse for the past 10 years specializing in early childhood development. I'm also the mom of a toddler and expecting baby number 2. Before we get started, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn notifications on so you don't miss out on any future videos. So smash that subscribe button and make sure you comment down below if you have any questions. I love to hear from all of you. Thank you so much. I appreciate your support. I just want to start off by saying there is no such thing as the perfect parent, and we can do everything we can to try and make our home or our environment as safe as possible for our children, but that age range, that 1 to 4 years old, our toddlers, they really can just find a way to get injured in almost any scenario. So it is really, really difficult, and I am not minimizing that at all. I've been there, I get it. I've had quite a few ED visits myself with my toddler. I'm definitely one of those parents who just right away I can rush to take him to the hospital just because love him so much, just want to make sure he's okay. So I have been there. I know what it's like. I know what it feels like. It's the worst thing ever when your child gets hurt, and there's nothing that we can do as a parent to take that away once it's done. But there are steps you can take, just some common sense, trusting your instincts, and really just trying to prepare the environment as best you can to keep it safe for your toddler. But again, they can find a way to get hurt no matter what, but you are doing a great job, and just by even watching this video, you're doing a great job trying to set yourself up for success. Most children start walking by their first birthday, and they really perfect this skill by age 2. Your baby is now a toddler who might be jumping, kicking balls, climbing steps, and exploring the world around them. You're really going to need to baby-proof. This will help keep your toddler safe, but a toddler's curious nature requires constant adult supervision, and I know it can be exhausting. But this is a really, really tricky age. I say to parents all the time, this is a very difficult age. They really get into everything because they're just so interested and curious in the world, so it's a really tough time. Between 2 and 4 years old, your child will transform into an energetic and curious explorer. As they continue to grow, their physical abilities and risk-taking might also increase. You will heal bumps, bruises, and minor scrapes with a hug or small colorful band-aids and bandages. To prevent the small accidents from becoming more serious, I have some tips for you. The first major cause of injury is falls. More than 80% of fall-related injuries among children ages 4 and under occur in the home. I remember when my son was first learning how to climb up on things and starting to walk, he climbed up on this leather brown chair that we had in our living room, and I was right there, and don't you know, before I could get to him, I see it happening in slow motion. It still plays in my mind, and he slides over the arm of that leather chair, and I have down those soft tiles, which I can link down below for you, and some really nice rubber mats all over the room. He slides down off the arm of the chair and gets that tiny little corner of exposed tile and bumps his head. So sure enough, it was off to the emergency department to make sure he was okay. And thankfully, it ended up being one of those scenarios where it was more upsetting and terrifying for me as his mother than it was for him. And he was okay, but you can never be, too sure. And I think it's always better to trust your instincts and go get your child looked at if you're not sure. But accidents can happen no matter what, and those falls are so common in this age range. It's happened to me, it's happened to many other parents, and you're not alone if it's already happened to you. You're still a great, wonderful parent. Again, babies may be injured falling from furniture or by something actually falling on top of them. Use safety gates at the top and bottom of the stairs in your home to prevent your child from falling. Anchor those gates at the top of the stairs to the wall. You also want to make sure you're using furniture straps on any furniture that could fall on top of your baby. That includes dressers, TVs, bookshelves, and any top-heavy furniture that they could pull down on top of themselves. Secure area rugs with foam carpet backing, double-sided tape, or a rubber pad. Do not store items that are appealing to children on top of furniture. So they may try pulling down the furniture or climbing up on top of the furniture to reach whatever it is that they see. And what they may find appealing, you might think, why would they care about this? But they find everything so curious and so interesting. So you have to be really careful with where you place items because they will climb on top of things to get to them. Do not place furniture under a window. Open top windows instead of lower windows, so that way they can't climb up and go through the windows. You also should install window guards above the first floor of your home. The second category of injuries in this age range is choking and suffocation. More than half of the non-fatal choking incidents treated in emergency rooms are food-related. You're going to want to choose age-appropriate toys as well. You want to avoid toys labeled as choking hazards, and make sure to check out my video that talks all about choking and how you can check those toys to make sure they're not a choking hazard. So make sure to check that video out if you haven't already. And you're not going to want to let your child play with balloons, loose cords, or plastic bags. Always watch your child closely while they're eating. You're going to want to cut their food into small, non-round pieces, and you're always going to want to cut foods like hot dogs or grapes. You also really want to avoid feeding your child hard candies, raw carrots, nuts, and raisins. Those are major causes of choking. And another tip for you is don't let your child run around and eat. A lot of times when they have food and they're running all around the house and it's in their hands, that's the way that a lot of children choke, because they're moving and they're not really focusing on chewing. So that's how a lot of times the choking can occur. Another common cause of injury in this age range is poisoning. So half of poison exposures reported to the Poison Control Center involve young children. The most common substances involved in poison exposures are found in most homes. You're going to want to buy child-resistant packages when available. You're going to want to keep all medicines, cleaning products, and lithium batteries out of reach. Install locks on cabinets with cleaning products, personal care items, and medicine. Store handbags out of your child's reach. A lot of times your child can grab your purse or your handbag and they can end up strangling themselves if they get the straps stuck around their neck. Install carbon monoxide alarms outside sleeping areas and on every level of the home. And do not transfer or combine liquids in other containers, such as an empty water bottle. You're going to want to store laundry packets in the original container and out of your child's sight. And make sure you have the poison control number saved in your phone. That is 1-800-222-1222. Another one of the major causes of injury in this age range is drowning. Drowning is the leading cause of injury-related death among children ages 1 through 4 years old. Never leave your child alone around the water. Empty all tubs, containers, buckets, and kids' pools when not in use. Babies and toddlers are heaviest on their heads, and they can easily topple into a bucket or toilet, and if they don't have the strength to get out, they can end up drowning. They also can drown as little as an inch or less of water, so you need to be really careful. Above ground pools should be surrounded by a fence that is at least 4 feet high with a safety latch. You're also going to want to teach children how to swim. The American Academy of Pediatrics recommends all children by age 1 should have survival swim lessons. Make sure to check out my video on ISR, which is Infant Swim Resource, and those are swim rescue lessons that I actually enrolled my son in that I strongly recommend. Make sure that you also use required personal flotation devices that are required by law when you're on boats, etc., but do not rely on them, and know that they do not actually teach your child any survival skills in or around the water. I also recommend, again, that you enroll your child in a swim survival course such as ISR, Infant Swim Resource, so your child can learn how to swim and the skills needed to be safe around the water, rather than relying on a personal flotation device, which will not be available to them in an emergency situation. And please watch my video about ISR and swim survival courses. We enrolled my son and it was one of the best decisions we have made for his safety. The next thing I'm going to talk to you about is burns. Scald burns are the most common types of burns among young children. Burns can also occur by electricity, chemicals, hot liquids, and foods. Never carry hot drinks or foods while holding a child. I always drink iced coffee now. There's no hot coffee in my house because I never want to accidentally spill it on my children. Make sure that you set the thermostat on your water heater to 120 degrees Fahrenheit or below. Anti-scald devices are also available for water faucets and shower heads to prevent scalding. I also really like this little rubber ducky that can go in the water and check the bath water for you, the temperature, before you put baby or your toddler in. I still use it for my toddler, so I highly recommend it, and I will link that down in the description box below. Use the back burners on the stove and always turn the pots and pans so that the handles are facing in, so that your child can't reach up and grab it off the stove when you're not paying attention. Keep children away from kerosene lamps, space heaters, and outdoor grills when they're in use. Do not use tablecloths or placemats. Toddlers and young children will love pulling them up off the table, and if pulled on, the hot food or drinks could spill on the child. Keep irons, curling irons, and other heating appliances, including cords, out of reach of your child. This topic, and one of the most common ways that children in this age range get injured, is in a vehicle. Road injuries are one of the leading causes of preventable deaths and injuries to children in the United States. Always put your infant or toddler in a child safety seat in the back of your car. Your child should ride in a rear-facing safety seat as long as possible until they reach the highest weight or height allowed by the car seat manufacturer. Many times this is until at least age 2. And I want you to check out this video here. It shows the impact on your child when they are rear-facing versus forward-facing, and you can see how much more of an impact it has on their spinal cord, their neck, and their back when they're facing forward versus when they're facing rear. It really helps protect them. Children 2 years or older, or those younger than 2 who have outgrown the weight or height limits for their rear-facing safety seat, should ride in a forward-facing safety seat with a harness for as long as possible, up to the highest weight or height allowed by the car seat manufacturer. The best safety seat is a seat that you can use easily, fits in your vehicle, and is the proper size for your child based on their age, height, and weight. Read both the car seat and the vehicle owner's manual before installing your car seat. For help with car seat installation, visit a local seat inspection station and never leave your child alone in the car. Always keep your vehicle and your trunk locked. And when you're shopping for a car seat, I highly recommend this website. I want you to check out consumerreports.org. Again, that's consumerreports.org. It is worth it to look and check and see what is the latest safety data on car seats and find which one is right for you. This is a non-biased third party. They test all the different car seats. It's not sponsored by any of the manufacturers, so I really believe in this, and everything changes year by year, so make sure to check this out for all the crash test ratings and to decide which car seat is right for you. I hope this video was helpful, and make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on all my future videos on all things child development, parenthood, and giving your child the best start possible in life. And if you have any questions for me, make sure to comment them down below. Thank you so much for your support today, and I hope to see you in the next video.